So before starting a tour, I'd like to show you from the interesting things. So here I'm gonna show you the erotic wood carving of the animals. Here is a small temple, and on the bottom of the every strod you will be able to find the erotic wood carving. Here you can see the erotic wood carving of camel, and here is the erotic wood carving of ox. The head is broken. So on the bottom of the every strod you will find the erotic wood carving. Here is the erotic wood carving of the human. And next interesting one is again here, the erotic wood carving of elephant. And here is the erotic wood carving of human again. And this is the erotic wood carving of lion. And lastly, here is the erotic wood carving of sheep. So here is a highway, the pitch road, and till here you will be, this is a road, till here the car will drop you if you come to Bhaktapur from Kathmandu. So it's take around only half an hour to 45 minutes by the vehicle. This place is heated by the massive earthquake in 1934 and as well as in 2015. So the earthquake has heated it very badly, and the old buildings you can see here, these were destroyed by the earthquake of 2015, and the support, the provided support you can see here, these are to support this old building so that it won't get fall down. And you can see the flag of Nepal and the two ladies with traditional cultural dress of Newar of Bhaktapur. You can see in a flag of Nepal, above you can see the moon, and below there is a represent of the sun, and the presence of the moon and sun in a flag of Nepal means until and unless the sun and moon will exist in a universe, our country Nepal will also exist in this world. And here is the main entrance gate that lead to Bhaktapur Darbar Square. And this gate was also destroyed in a earthquake of 2015, and complete renovation work has been done. So this is a completely new one. And on the right side of the gate you can find the window, the traditional window, and that is a ticket counter for international tourists. So the tourists who come to visit here, they have to pay $15 per person, as this is a heritage site. So per person the tourists have to pay $15. Now we're gonna go and enter the gate and see the more view. We can see the beautiful view of Royal Palace area from 17th century. And here, for the comfort or for the information of the international tourists, the local government of here has placed map of Bhaktapur. So here is a map of Bhaktapur, and in Bhaktapur when you come here you will be able to visit 4 different square. You can see here Darbar Square. Darbar Square is the main square. Second one is a Taumadi Square. Taumadi Square is a famous for 5-story temple. And third one is a Tatri Square, which is a famous for wood carving. Fourth one is a Pottery Square, which is famous for the pottery. And Nagarkot is a 20 kilometer far from here. It is a hillside, part of hillside. So from there you will be able to see very good view of the sunrise and sunset. So here you can find the very beautiful stone sculptures from 17th century. And here you can see the Durga, the masterpiece from 17th century. It is a very beautifully sculptures with 16-handed god, which is killing a demon. You can see here she is killing a demon which is riding on buffalo. Here the lion is a represent as a symbol of a power, the vehicle of the god. And on next side you can see the male god. This is known as a Vairav. Vairav is the angry form of the Shiva. When Vairav get angry, he take a form of Shiva. So this is also the part of the royal palace. So before starting the tour of the Bhaktapur, I would like to give the short background of the Bhaktapur, how the city is originated and how these temples and monument were built in 17th century. So the city is originated in 12th century. From 12th century it was originated and ruled by the king. From 12th to 15th century there was a different king who had a rule here, and in 15th century there was a king who had a 3 sons, and the 3 sons demanded the kingdom for themselves. Normally in our culture, the elder son of the royal family is become a king after the pass away of king. So that is the rule, royal rule, that after the pass away of the king, the elder son of the family or royal family become a king. But in 15th century the king had a 3 different sons, and 3 different sons had demanded 3 different kingdom for each of them. So the king had to divide his kingdom into 3 parts. Thus, when you come to visit Nepal, you will be able to see 3 different royal states. In that is a Kathmandu Darbar Square, Bhaktapur Darbar Square, and Patan Darbar Square. And when time passed in 17th century, there was a great revolution. Developmental work were carried out in a 17th century. The kings were very much active and they start building these monuments and temples in 17th century. So there was a high competition between king in building monument and a temple. As a result, when you visit here, you will find lots of temple. The Kathmandu Valley is known as a city of temple because of this competition between kings. So whatever monument you find here, the temples, the royal palace area and the monuments, is a result of the competition between kings in a 17th century. Okay, so now I would like to give the short description about the types of temple that is present in a Kathmandu Valley. So the first one is a pagoda style. Pagoda style is a original style originated in Nepal. This one you can see here. The temple with the roof is known as a pagoda style. Pagoda style is original from Nepal. It is from 4th century. You can see lots of pagoda style you can find in Nepal inside the valley. So later on, Japan and China got influenced with the pagoda style, and they had copied the pagoda style from Nepal. So this is the first type of temple, and the second one is Shikhara style. Now I'm gonna show you the Shikhara style temple. This one is a Shikhara style temple. It is called as a Shikhara temple because the structure is like a mountain. Shikhara means a mountain in Sanskrit language. You can see the base is a broad, and when it goes above the tip of mountain, it's like a tip of mountain. So it is called as a Shikhara style, and Shikhara style is from southern part of the India, and we had copied from them. And the third one, I'm not able to show you the third one. The third one is known as a stupa. So when you come to visit here, you will be able to see the stupa style. Stupa is a Buddhist temple monument. Here in Kathmandu, you will be able to see the Swambhunath and Bodhanath in a structure of the stupa. So these are the three types of the temple that you find here in Kathmandu Valley. So these are the royal palace area. These are the royal palace of 17th century. As I mentioned you about the earthquake of 2015, the 2015 had hit our heritage site very badly, and lots of monuments and the temples were also fall down, and this one is also broken by the earthquake. So the support are provided, the straw are provided to give support to the royal palace area. Okay, so here I have got one of the interesting story regarding with this royal palace area. This royal palace area is known as Nekangja Darbar. Darbar means palace. You can see here, and in main entrance of the royal palace area, you can find presence of god and goddess. You can see here, this is the main entrance, and in main entrance of royal palace, or not only royal palace, even in a local home, you can find presence of god and goddess. And the reason behind it is to prevent negative effect from entering inside. So the presence of the god and goddess prevent the negative effect to enter inside the royal palace. And here you can see the Hanuman. These are also very beautiful sculptures from 17th century. And here you can find the difference between two statues. One is a very used one with the red color on left side, and right side that is not much used, without the color, without any effect. So here this one is known as a Narasimha god, and in our normal day we have a belief that when we pray Narasimha god, our fearness and anxiety will go away. So every morning local people and mother bring their children to worship this god, so that the children won't get fear in their life. And next side there is a Hanuman. So you can see this is not much used one. The reason behind this is, in our culture we female are not allowed to touch Hanuman, because Hanuman is a god who is unmarried for whole life. That is a reason, the woman doesn't touch or worship Hanuman, god Hanuman. That is the reason you can find the difference between these two statues. One is very much used and next one is not used. So come back to the palace area. So you can see this is a palace area. Right now it is being used as National Art Museum, and there is a one interesting story behind this palace. You can see I'm focusing with the window here. This window, the palace name is given as with this window. The palace is known as Nekang Ja Darbar. Nekang means a mirror. In our language, Nekang means a mirror, and in ancient time, the king of India present a mirror to the king of here, to the king of Bhaktapur, and king want to place in such an area that all the local people can come and see the mirror. So the king thought to place in the main center of this palace, in this window, he placed the mirror in this window, and people used to come and see their reflection image, and they used to be very amused to see their reflection. So this is a story behind the Nekang Ja Darbar. The Nekang or the mirror was destroyed in an earthquake of 1934, and there is no more mirror right now, but maybe you can find the glass behind the window. And right now it is being used as a National Art Museum, and inside the museum you can find the stone sculptures and also the painting from 17th century. So it is preserved very well. And just beside to this building you can find the neoclassical building, the modern house. It is known as a neoclassical building, and this is not our architecture. This is the architecture from British. When there was earthquake of 1934, the ruler of Nepal, they visited to United Kingdom, and they liked the neoclassical building very much. So they brought it here as a souvenir after the earthquake of 1934. So now at present time, the government of the local government of Bhaktapur has decided to rebuild this royal palace as in traditional Nepali system like this. So if you come to visit here in future, you might not see the neoclassical building like this. So I am taking a little bit near to the royal, to the king. You can see the beautiful stone sculptures, stone temple. This was completely fall down, completely destroyed by the earthquake of 2015, and by the help of the local government and the local people, it is completely renovated as original as before. And here you can see the statue of king from 17th century. So whatever the monument you find here, he had done a great contribution on building the monuments and royal palace in 17th century. His name is a King Bhupatindra Malla. He is from Malla dynasty. He ruled here in the 17th century and built this all monument. So he had joined his hand toward his goddess. Just opposite of him, you can find the Taleju goddess. She is a family god, family deity of king. This is the main highlight. It is called as Golden Gate. Main highlight of this area. You can see here the speciality of this Golden Gate. It is known as a Golden Gate, but it is not gold. It is made of a brass, but later on painted by 24 karat gold. So you can see the beautiful metal craft with the very detail. Taleju is a family goddess of king. She used to guide the king how to rule the country with prospectively for the developmental work. So there is a story related behind with goddess Taleju and Kumari. So Kumari, maybe you have heard about the rituals or a little girl known as a Kumari. Kumari is taken as a living goddess in our culture. She is a very young girl. So the present Kumari is around 7 years old. She was selected when she was 4 years. So there is a relation between a Taleju and a Kumari. So I would like to give you the short story about the Kumari and Taleju. So every evening the Taleju used to come and guide the king how to rule the country prospectively and happily. So when she come, they used to play like a chess things, and she used to show her hand only, and one day negative thought came in the mind of the king, and she thought that her hand is such a beautiful, how beautiful she will look like. So because of the negative thought that came in the mind of the king, the goddess became very much angry, and she said that okay, from next day I won't come anymore and guide you anymore. So king realized his mistake and apologized for a long time for his mistake. And goddess said that okay, fine, you hire a little girl and my soul will be with her, so she will be guiding you in future. So this is how the story of the Kumari came, and still it is being practiced. And now I am focusing with the 55 window palace. This is a 55 window palace, you can see here. And the speciality of the 55 window palace is each window is different from each other, even in a size and even in a pattern. So I'm gonna zoom it, you can see it. So if each of the window is different, even in a size and even in a pattern. So this is a speciality of 55 window palace. And this palace was built in the 17th century, and inside the palace you can find the wall painting. So before the pandemic, tourists and the local people are allowed to go inside here, but now after the pandemic, no more tourists are allowed to go inside the royal palace. And here you can see the beautiful monument. This is not a temple. This is not a temple, but it is taken as a guest house for the guests of the king. And this monument was destroyed in the earthquake of 1934. Later on rebuilt by the help of German government. So while rebuilding these structures, this monument, the German government had used concrete and metal to make it very strong. After building this monument, the German government has placed German stone inscription. So I'm gonna show you the stone inscription, where they have a place that the temple was built after the earthquake of 1934. So here is a stone inscription. That is a place by the German government with the German flag. So some temples are under the reconstructions. And here you can see the one of the beautiful stone temple. You can see the beautiful stone temple. This was also destroyed in an earthquake of 2015, completely destroyed by the earthquake. And the present one you see here is a renovated work. And here behind this temple you can see the next temple. So when you visit here, you will find the lots of temple. As I told you before, this is a result of competition between the kings. So this temple is known as a Fasidega temple. It's a temple of Shiva, and this was also destroyed in an earthquake of 2015, and still renovation work is going on. So here I would like to give you a little bit information about the Hinduism. Hinduism is an old religion. Hindu is one of the old religion, and it is practiced in Nepal and India only. And in Hinduism there is a lots of god and a goddess, presence of lots of god and a goddess, but mainly we have the main three god, and they are Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva. Brahma is known as a god of creation. So we Hindu people believe that Brahma has created this world, and Vishnu is taken as a god of protection, and third one is a Shiva. Shiva is taken as a god of destruction of the negative power and regenerate into positive power. So main three gods are here, and other are reincarnation of these three gods. So I'm here with one of the interesting things, the erotic wood carving. So in this temple we can find erotic wood carving. On the bottom of every strod we can find erotic wood carving. So before going with the erotic wood carving, I would like to describe about this temple. This temple is from 15th century, and in different time it has been renovated. It is from 15th century, and the speciality of this temple is a erotic wood carving on the bottom of the strod. Okay, I'm gonna zoom it. You can see here on the bottom of the strod you can find the erotic wood carving. The presence of erotic wood carving is to provide or to give sexual education in early time, as children used to get married in 11-12 years old. So they are uneducated about the sex educations. To provide the sex educations, these erotic wood carving are placed here. So I'm gonna show you some of them. And temple is such a place where people do not criticize. Thus it is taken as one of the education giving place. So this is all about it, and I'm gonna take you to the next square. We're gonna go to the next square, and before reaching to the next square we have a small market tourist souvenir area. So tourist souvenir area start from here. These are the jewelry shop, and these are the handmade doll. Handmade doll. And here we're gonna pass through the little narrow alley. Okay, here the market area start. So before the pandemic, this alley used to be the full of the souvenir shop for the tourists. But after the pandemic, lots of people had changed their professions, because it's been 2 years and there is no business, no tourist, so most of the shop are closed. And this is a shop of the souvenir with the pashmina and the bag of the hem. So the pashminas are very soft. The materials are collected from mountain goat. Mountain goat, as Nepal is famous for the mountain, so the materials, the further, are collected from mountain goat. And the normally the price depend upon the quality of the shawl. So the price start from $15 to $200. There is not exact price, it's depend upon the quality. Here are some knitted hat, bags, earring, and again here is the flag of Nepal, shawl, You can see here the picture of the mountain goat. Okay, so today is a Saturday as well. Saturday is taken as a national holiday for the people here. It's a public holiday. You can see the painting. These are also taken as a souvenir. These are done in a canvas cotton and the use of the natural color. Again the shawl, and here is a shop with the wood carving. You can see the Om. It's like a star one. This star is taken as a good luck sign. Straw, peacock window, and here is a beautiful fridge magnet. Okay, we're gonna move ahead. We are very near to next square. It is called as a Taumadi Square. And Taumadi Square is famous for the tallest temple of Nepal. The 5-story temple. The present one, you can see this is not a 5-story temple. This is a Bhairav temple. And here you see the chariot. In Nepal, New Year is coming, and during the New Year we have a grand festival. In that festival we pull this chariot. The chariot is still not complete yet. It is still making. So that there is a grand festival on, I think on 12th or 11th April. The chariot is pulled from the both side, not only in a single side but in a both side, and there is a huge competition. So before explaining about this festival, I would like to explain about this square, the Taumadi Square. So I am coming with the tallest temple of Nepal. You can see here, this one is known as the tallest temple of Nepal. In Nepali, it is called as a Nyata Pola. Nyata Pola means 5-story. You can see that it is in a pagoda style with the 5 stories. That is the reason it is called as 5 stories temple. It was built in 17th century, and earthquake of 1934 could not destroy this one, and as well as in 2015 also this temple is damaged only little bit. The upper roof only damaged with the earthquake. So inside the temple there is a female goddess who is known as a goddess of power. She is known as a Siddhi Lakshmi goddess. So here you can see two wrestlers. Two wrestlers are 10 times stronger than normal human being, and there is an elephant. Elephant is taken as 10 times stronger than the wrestler. and third one is a lion. Okay, I'm going a little bit closer, so that I can explain you, show you very clearly. Okay. So this is a wrestler. Wrestler is a 10 times stronger than the normal human being. And next one is an elephant. Elephant is a 10 times stronger than wrestler. Then there is a lion. Lion is 10 times stronger than elephant. And after the lion, there is a griffin. Griffin is a half bird and half lion. So it is a 10 times stronger than a lion. And above that, there is a god called Shihini and Bagini. So these are 10 times stronger than Griffin. And above the Shihini and the Bagini, inside the temple, there is a goddess called as Siddhi Lakshmi. So she is a most powerful goddess after all these animals. So here is a beautiful wood carving that is from 17th century. And here is a traditional lock. You can find here traditional lock. Okay, just left to this temple, there is a next temple. It is called as a Shiva temple, the Bhairav temple. Bhairav is known as an angry form of Shiva. And it is believed that this temple is, the female god temple is placed here to control the anger of male. So this temple, the Bhairav temple, was destroyed in an earthquake of 1934 and as well as in 2015 as well. And the government has done the renovation work already. So this is a view from above the temple, the 5-story temple, and I show you about the chariot. So we're gonna have the festival. Again, I'm gonna repeating. We're gonna have a festival around 11 or 12. I'm confused with the date. So this chariot is pulled by the both side. So in this main square, there is a 2 party that is leading, and this square will be full of the crowd, full of the local people who come to participate to pull the chariot and as well as to enjoy. So it is a grand festival, and we have a New Year also. The festival name is known as a Biska Jatra. Biska Jatra, and the festival is celebrated for 7 days. So lots of the domestic tourists and as well as the international tourists, they come to watch this festival and enjoy the festival very much. So this place will be full of the crowd in that time. So here you can see the beautiful wood carving, the presence of the god and goddesses. These are from 17th century. Okay, so these are the old houses. You can see the roof. You can see the beautiful wood carving. with details. So before the earthquake, here used to be the lots of old house, but in earthquake of 2015, lots of the old house were destroyed, and still the government of here requesting to the people to rebuild the house in traditional style so that we can make alive to our tradition.